Tales from the Podcast is brought to you by the following generous sponsorships.
The Happy Hour News Team. Check them out at www.happyhournewsteam.com.
TalesFromThePodcast.com, where you can pick up your copy of Tales of Shock and Terror #1. The Skewered Universe Podcast. And viewers like you.
Hey there, and welcome to an episode of Tales from the Podcast. You're here with JB, Jeff, and Uncle Ron.
Yo!
All right. Well, I guess we know how we're going to start off the video this week. Jeff, live review. What'd you think? Be honest.
I had a good time reading it. That was a lot of fun. If
What's
you
your favorite
haven't,
story?
if you
Be
haven't,
honest, what's your favorite story?
the first one, Mask, and then your story, Ron, and then a close third would be Chuck's. But that's not really. I mean, they're all good. I enjoyed them all, but they're not first, second, third by any far margin.
No? What is the furthest margin?
About one contour away from Hillbilly Heaven.
And for the record, David, it's Kiki Mama, which I will get into when we talk about Henry Manfredi's score.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. So anyways, before we start talking about this movie, guys, how the fuck are you guys doing?
I'm still laid up with my
Hey,
foot.
I'm here. I'm not queer, but I'm happy.
Hold on, did you say you're here and you're not queer?
Yeah, I'm not,
Oh,
but
That's fair. That's fair. So, obviously, we're doing a little bit of rebranding with the show and everything after being done with doing Tales from the Crypt. So, we're trying something a little bit new, just having a little bit of fun between us, as well as still doing our movie reviews. And some of that's going to involve just like some live videos that we find and want to react to and talk about as well. And, maybe some funny kind of news articles. So,
I'm so worried about what JB is going to show tonight. I am just so fucking worried. I'm like, look, I can't afford to get canceled.
I mean, I don't think you can get canceled from what other people do.
I'm a very well-respected person who has seen all of the Terminator films. One of which in theaters.
That's fair. Yeah,
I'm going to assume it was Genesis.
Highlander film.
Was. I saw it. You know what's really funny about Genesis though is it opened on a Tuesday, which was weird, and so I went and saw it premiere for $5, and I got my $5 back.
I was gonna say I think you overpaid for that one.
I did.
Well, I guess before we get into the review, why don't we start off with a small news article I found. It's only a very, very short video. And the video itself, I don't even think they really describe too much what happened. So we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. But here you guys go.
The Bear has escaped from its crate in a cargo hold on board an Iraqi aircraft as it was due to Dubai Airport. Specialist authorities from the UAE were called in to sedate and remove the animal from the plane. transport procedures for the bear had been approved by the International Air Transport Association. Iraq's Prime Minister has ordered an investigation.
My first question is, what was a bear doing in Iraq, and why was it going to Dubai?
That's your question? Not who the fuck has enough balls to sit there and pet a bear like a fucking puppy?
Well, maybe it was something that was in the zoo. You know what I mean? Because I watched. There's this really hot chick on Instagram and TikTok, and she like works at this not I want to say lizard, but it's not lizard because she can touch my lizard, but like a cat preserve, right? And
You
there's like
have
all
a
these
lizard?
Oh, so you're talking about Carol Baskin?
No. I'm talking about Safari Sammy, and she is like petting lions and tigers, and they're just like letting her, and she's grabbing on like their big ass eye teeth and stuff, and nothing, and like she's pooping their snoots, and I'm like, oh shit, she's played Dead by Daylight and gone up against a pig, and and I'm just like, that's fucking crazy. No, thank you. I mean, she can pet me. I'll growl at her if she wants.
Imagine being on that airplane, though.
It looked like it was a private plane.
I mean, I don't know. I just when you just see it and everything, though, it's just like, who the fuck even? I didn't even know they transported bears. Like, are they trying to increase the bear population in Dubai?
I didn't
Or
realize
bears
that
a natural
I had
predator or
bears.
something? Where, like, Iraq's the one sending them. Like, I have a lot of questions. I thought Iraq was just a desert, like the whole
And
fucking
I didn't
thing.
realize. I didn't recognize that. Was that from Australia?
Yeah, the news story was from Australia.
I didn't realize that those people could read down there.
I will say I'm kind of surprised too. But,
I mean, they are a prison colony, aren't they? Is the Prime Minister of Australia Red from Shawshank? I can get you whatever you want within reason.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
They're not all Crocodile Dundee, man.
are
I
you
would like to
sure?
point out that what I'm saying is nothing compared to what JB said about the Scottish people, about the Scotch Mist episode.
That's true. That is
That might
true.
be. That might be.
I got
And
nothing
it's
but love
also-
for the Scottish people.
It's nothing like our next video and how these people talk to people.
Oh no!
Here
Oh
you guys
no!
go. A funny video recommended by a good buddy of mine. We call him Mr. Uncle Ron.
No! I said don't play this.
My name is Jor-El, and you are Kal-El, my son.
He's the opponent I've been waiting for. But unbeatable? No. Superman has morals. He has ethics. He's unrelentingly good. Because of that, I will win.
Just so you know, I only played about half of that. Believe it or not, there's quite a few highlight reels of the best Superman.
Can you really call them highlight reels, though? I mean,
Dave's is lion tigers. No, that was just a video.
let me
though.
put it this way: the best part of that clip was David Warner as Jor-El, because I completely forgot about that. But let's not forget one of his greatest performances was as Ra's al Ghul in the animated series.
Yes, or, and this is for you older folks watching, you Gen Xers. He was Master Control in Tron.
Shame moment. I have yet to watch Tron.
It's okay. It's probably been about 15 years since I've seen Tron. And I never watched it more than once.
Let's be honest. The two best movies of all time are Ghostbusters and The Rocketeer.
No. You're wrong.
Are you shitting on Ghostbusters?
No, not at all. But they're not the two greatest movies in the world.
If you bring up some weird Truffaut bullshit,
No, not at all. Not at all. But, all right, first off, just throwing movies out there that are better than those. And trust me, The Rocketeer, I can live without it, whatever. That one doesn't matter to me so much. Ghostbusters, though, is a fucking staple throughout my fucking life. But, I mean, Goonies is
Never
better
saw it.
than Ghostbusters. Jaws?
I've never seen Goonies.
is
I've
better
never
than
seen
both
Goonies.
of those.
I saw Jaws in the theater.
See? But, I mean, like, that's just off the
I'm
top
not
of
that
my
old
head,
though.
you know? And then, you know,
Goonies is fine, but I mean, I'm a Monster Squad kid, so I'm gonna put Monster Squad.
I love Monster Squad too, but I mean, Goonies is just like, it's one of those movies where, I mean, I can go back to it any fucking time. It's
I
just a
didn't grow
great
up watching
fucking movie.
Goonies, so
I mean,
See, my thing is that with Goonies, I was told don't watch it now because you won't have the same impact as watching it as a kid.
well, you know what? Maybe after our Friday the 13th marathon in a couple of months, maybe we'll have to throw Goonies into the fucking.
I do love how Friday the 13th marathon is going to last a couple of months. That is music to my fucking ears.
You're welcome. It was a random idea that got instantly approved by everybody here.
well, I mean,
with
it
no
is.
second thought.
It's my favorite franchise. I mean,
I have the Welcome to Crystal Lake
I own
sign up
this.
on the wall.
I own this. I own the book as well that Crystal Lake Memories DVD is based on.
I just,
It really is all like
to me,
4 hours
my
of it.
favorite. It's my favorite slasher series.
I mean, when the box set was announced from Scream Factory, I ordered
I have it.
the big version, so I got the lithographs too. I just haven't got them framed yet.
Nice.
I don't know if I have the lithograph, but I know it's the big version, and I got it as a gift for Christmas from a friend of mine, right after my mom died, and I still haven't opened it because why? I have all the on digital right now,
I would keep it sealed up because that's the way you do it.
right next to my Joe Bob figure from Fright Rags.
So anyway, go ahead.
Quick note: I actually got sent a second one that I didn't order. I ordered the big set with the lithographs. Then they sent me just the box set. So I quickly posted that shit up online to sell, and I made a cool 150 off of it. So
Nice.
and I did open mine because I wanted to go
They are
finish it.
not cheap.
No,
They
no,
are
they're not.
You know what's really funny is the Nightmare on Elm Street box set is like 2 DVD Blu-rays, I think, or 3 Blu-rays, and it's just super tiny and a little like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Well, I
I can hope for the day.
comparison, though.
True,
Nothing
but
like
I
it.
mean, I can hope for one
Nothing
day.
like it, you know.
I'm a Jason guy. I can give a fuck about Freddy.
You know, the only thing that's ever gonna top it for me personally is if we ever get like a Leprechaun box set. I love that series though.
Yeah, the TV series I had no idea was supposed to be different as a kid. So when I watched it, I'm like, wait, where's Jason? What's going on? I had no idea.
I watched it every fucking week. I will admit that. It was
I got
not-
into it. I just didn't watch it religiously. If I found it, I'd watch it, but I didn't know when it was on because it was syndication. So one week it'd be on at like 5, and the next week it's on at like 1 in the afternoon.
Right. Yeah, that's sci-fi for you. That's where I caught it.
But I do
mine
love
was on
that
a
there's
local
the
station.
only- I'm bringing this up a little early, but the lead actor in Friday the 13th Part 9 was the only person to be in both the TV series and the movie.
John
And-
DeLeMay.
Yep.
You talk about real early. We're only on part 1. We haven't even started talking about it yet.
part one.
No. Before we talk about part 1, though, I got another little story for you.
Oh, no.
New at
All
10,
right.
a strange sighting is baffling Hill Country Village residents tonight. This creature was caught on camera at a Northside neighborhood. The property owner took to social media asking, "What is it?" Her post has blown up as many give it a wild guess. As Ken's 5 reporter Hannah Tita tells us, the photos are even stumping experts.
What do you think this animal is? No one quite knows what to make of it.
Large animal, kind of looks like a wolf, but
So I don't really want to get into everybody else's things there, but that was
Well,
not a
my
fucking
question
dog.
is since when do they catch experts at the gas station wearing a community college T-shirt?
That's the only place you catch experts.
I suppose.
You didn't know this?
No, I always thought they went to big major colleges.
Oh no.
No.
Who could be bothered to do that?
Yeah,
First
I know,
off,
I know.
No, not these kind of experts on figuring out what it is.
And I'm an expert on experts.
No, but I mean, what do you guys think that is, though? That's
It looks like a
definitely not a
cougar.
dog. Looks like a cougar.
Yeah, like a small cougar.
When was the last time you seen a cougar?
On OnlyFans about 10 minutes before the show.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the women you look at are pretty fucking hit. That's one cougar you look at that.
I mean, there's only one way to get him to do it for free.
Jesus. Hopefully you find Jesus. Talking about that,
I
let's go ahead
did. He
and jump into
he
the
was my
next-
cellmate when I was doing 28 days for drunken driving.
It's
That's not what you
pronounced
said earlier.
Jesus.
You always said, I guess I'll say it best in this next video.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga. Woo!
Saw some disapproving videos there. Well.
I don't think the guy quite understands. that,
I think which part doesn't he understand? Because it really
that
wasn't.
that's
that
not
sick of a
exactly
fuck-
how you're going to reach anyone.
Well, I was gonna say it's not that sick of a beat, but
I mean, the only thing he might reach is whoever's left of the Black Panther Party.
well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that video probably has more views than a lot of people's stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, but not from the original, not from them. Whoever else has uploaded it after the fact.
Well, I mean, I wonder who was the person that actually posted the. Like, did the person who posted the original, was it that church, you think?
Oh, 100% they posted that legitimately, probably thinking that it was going to be just fine.
I'm trying to see who the poster is on this one that I threw up. No, I am. No, that is the original, the one that I posted, and I don't see any. I don't see a view count on there, but I see 2.1 million likes. So clearly, it did a good job.
So clearly, all of Trump's supporters liked the video.
I mean, he does have the same kind of ill-fitting suit as Trump.
I mean, even the comments on here are fucking incredible. Like, I was a Muslim woman from Africa until I heard this. Now I'm an American Christian man. Thank you, Pastor. Yeah, he's a life changer, miracle arranger, born to the Virgin Mom in the manger.
Yeah, you didn't let it finish playing. It
I
got
know.
worse.
Oh, I know. Let's see this person. This touched me in places even my stepdad couldn't reach. Like, the comments on that are almost as good as the video itself.
If I remember correctly, I believe, wasn't there a woman that came in at one point and was also
His wife.
Yeah.
Do you want to get to that point?
Hey, let's.
Hey,
We're already gonna get in trouble.
How?
Well, did you not hear the word he used?
He used it, not me.
We are not condoning the use of this language. This man
No,
is
no,
a
no,
sane
no.
person.
By any means, we're not. But we are going to talk about his language. You know, we're
Hey,
not.
I don't throw the word cringe around too often, but this is definitely worthy of that.
Is it? Oh man. Well,
110%.
Well, I really thought Ron liked that one.
No, Ron did not like that one.
No?
I don't know if
My
you
bad.
recall me saying, could you not play that one?
I thought you said, Jesus is my favorite thing to talk about. Let's see if we can find any rap songs about him.
No.
I must have misheard it.
Yeah, no, that's that. You must be hearing with an accent.
Oh, wow.
Probably an Australian one.
Well, anyways, I guess let's go ahead and transition this over. Jeff and Ron look so disappointed in me. I asked everybody else to help me do the videos, and nobody did. So this is what we got.
I've been having
We got two
issues
real
with
ones.
Hey, I didn't realize there was a link limit to share.
Yeah, he didn't realize that he could take a long one.
I thought you could take them as long as we needed, but
No, we had to talk about lube earlier, and you didn't give me any. God damn it! So
you said it was fine without.
I say lots of things.
Usually in the heat of the moment, like, oh, fuck me, daddy.
God damn it. Well, anyways, guys.
Holy hell.
We are watching a pretty fun movie this week. And, man, I'd say this is probably an all-time favorite of all of ours.
Oh, yes.
I mean-
I just watched it last night.
I was watching it earlier.
I still have it on.
Nice.
I would be watching it right now if two really tough women weren't beating each other up on Payback.
Trish and Becky.
No, that happened. That was the opening match.
Oh, my God.
It was in a cage.
You know, just to throw it out there, before tonight started, my dad gave me a phone call today. He's like,
Did you
hey,
say, I'm sorry for all those places I couldn't reach?
no. He said, hey, your buddies are talking about wrestling. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't really get into it as much as they do. He goes, oh, yeah, I know. But do they watch the one that Billy Corgan does? Because there's these wrestlers on there, and there's this woman wrestler who's had the title over 1,000 days and has defended it 70 times and still the champion. He goes, and then he goes into talking about how these WWE champions are a bunch of pussies because they never defend their titles like this person does.
It's Camille.
Yeah, Camille.
Yeah, and
I don't know
she was
anything about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's from It's NWA. But Nick Aldis left NWA because they were doing shit like social distancing matches, which is fucking stupid. And he looked at it and like, how would I explain that to Harley Race?
Do we have a video of a social distancing match?
Look
I'm
it
sure
up.
you
It's
can
they're
find
not
it.
hard to find.
Right on their YouTube channel, most likely.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might have found
begging
another
for it.
video.
For those unfamiliar,
really?
and Ron, correct me if I'm wrong here, but NWA in this instance stands for the North. Isn't it the crap? I just drew a
it's
blank.
It's not.
The-
It's still the National Wrestling Alliance.
National Wrestling Alliance. For some reason, I wanted to say Northern, and I'm like, that's not it. I drew a complete blank.
No, it's always been Northern Wrestling or National. God damn it! It's always been
National Wrestling Alliance.
Alliance.
Yeah, I didn't want people to get it confused with the other NWA that had Ice Cube and Eazy-E.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah, let's
our
not do that.
pastor friend, obviously, took some hints from earlier.
Is obviously a fan of.
I'm not
Cruising
seeing
down the street,
any,
my 6'4".
I'm not seeing any social distancing match.
I'll look for it. Hold on.
I mean, I'm trying.
By the way,
find
if you're into comics and you're into horror, this book is amazing.
Ice Cream Man.
Yes, it's like a Tales from the not Tales. It's not like Tales from the Crypt. It's more like Twilight Zone meets Tales from the Crypt.
I thought it was the comic adaptation of Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard.
Fuck no.
I'm seeing social distancing matches that are through a different company.
Oh, Game Changer Wrestling.
Yes.
Joey Janela versus Jimmy Lloyd. Go ahead and bring that one up. It's the same premise.
Yeah.
Although
okay.
I hate jelly Nutella.
All right, hold on a minute. I'm gonna share the screen on this one, guys. So make it a little bit easier for this video, and share the audio.
Stretch Armstrong wasn't a wrestling figure.
So let's unmute it. All right, let's go ahead.
And but for the record, I hate GCW.
Oh, there we go, baby. Social distancing match underway here between Joey Janela and Jimmy Lloyd. Both men keeping their distance like they're supposed to. Handshake. Don't break that 6 feet barrier. Good handshake between these two men.
The ring looks like it came out of a Cracker Jack box.
Looking for a lockup here. Strong lockup between these two men. Oh, this is a test of strength. This is about how much pressure you get on him. Oh, headlock by Jimmy Lloyd. Really wrenching on it, really cinching it. That's that, that's that muscle Jimmy Lloyd has. Shoot off. Tackle. Big shoulder tackle. Making a pair. Repeat drop down. Japanese arm drag. Foot sweep covered. Only a one count. Sweep covered. Only a one. Double drop kick.
I'm lost. Is this real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 100% real. It happened during the early days of the pandemic.
Did they lose like all funding and everything?
No, actually, GCW got huge during the pandemic, but they're known for their like death matches and all that stupid bullshit. And no.
That there's no way people really watch that.
No, people do. People really do.
Yeah. Well, there's also other bullshit that they pull, like the hand, like there's a hand grenade match with like an invisible hand grenade, or where you have wrestlers like, I'm just gonna throw them out there, Kota Ibushi or Kenny Omega, those fucks that are wrestling little girls or blow up dolls.
What?
They're comedy matches. That's what they are.
No. The way I look at it is when Danhausen's in the ring, that's a comedy match. But there's actual wrestling going on. But when you're wrestling a fucking blow-up doll, that's a fucking slap in the face to everybody that came before you. But everybody, well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say everybody, but 80% of the AEW locker room doesn't listen to the old timers when they have advice to give. Hang now Adam Page with his little muffin top because he fucking just gave up going to the gym, has said that he doesn't listen to advice from the old guys. Like, okay, well, they're the ones that paved the way for you to be in here doing your stupid flippy dippy bullshit and putting your fucking horns on your Prius because you're a shit cowboy.
Talking like matches like this?
That's the exact correct, and that's Kota Ibushi.
Oh, that's not his name on here. Oh yeah, it is. It looks like a close match. Why are they cheering?
I mean, to be fair, this is DDT, which is known for their ridiculous shit. So
Yeah, DDT stands for dumb, dumb, and terrible.
Well, huh. So those are all real. There are companies out there really doing this. So this is what wrestling has become after I quit watching it with the Attitude
no,
Era.
these are one-off things that happen. These are not like consistent things that happen all the time. These are a few one-off things that have happened.
Type in Kenny Omega wrestles little girl.
Okay. Oh my God, that pops up right away. I'm assuming she was 9.
Yes.
Wow.
Jeff's just at this point trying to drown himself.
This real?
おお、どうしたもんだと、どうしようかなと、このケニー・オメガ。さあ、試合が始まりまして3分。おお、蹴り一発、右の張り手、左、右おお、右強烈なキックが入りました、はるか。さあ、ロープに送ろうと懸命。無理ですよね。さあ、捕まえてしまいましたから、動きをした。これには病院だ、髪の毛。
Tell me he just fucks her up.
さあ、今度はどうする上一線。さあ、勝ち上げた。これはいい。おっと、今度はどうするんだおさあ、ここから、はるかは
He's just playing with her.
素晴らしい。
All right, hold on a minute. I gotta see who wins this match. At least this was a little bit more entertaining than the other one.
ちょっとはるか、ね、頭を押さえておりますが大丈夫でしょうか。ああ、しかしよく戦いいたしました。
I know who wins.
あれが立ってくれ。
Yeah, whatever.
No. I want to see if he hits her with the fucking one-wing fairy.
I don't know what. No way.
はるか大丈夫か、受けるのか。ああ、小部屋の路上は、ちょっと無理攻撃を続けている。肩車の状態だ。肩車、ここでどうする危ない。おっと。3分経ちました。3分でドローということで。
So it was a time limit draw. He went Broadway with a 9-year-old girl.
Huh. I do like the idea of like doing like an Andy Kaufman style wrestling match against little kids, but really beating the shit out of them.
Andy Kaufman actually had respect for the business.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I just like the idea of it. Like, just get like a modern day.
Kids, just beat your kids.
You can't do that. They know how to call the cops. No.
Well, whose fault is it to teach him how to dial 911?
The school.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah.
TikTok.
YouTube.
See something, say something.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like where wrestling's gone.
That's not all wrestling.
Yeah,
WWE would never do something like that.
No?
No.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
They've gotten close.
Oh my god.
There was the they did there was the when Braun Strowman had a 10-year-old kid as his tag team partner, but
yeah, Nicholas.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, but they've
well,
I mean, the zombies thing a couple years ago.
What? They did a zombies thing too?
Well, that's not as bad as wrestling a 9-year-old girl.
I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I found that pretty entertaining compared to the
I can find the entertainment in that more than watching The Miz pretend to be eaten by zombies, and then the next day after the pay-per-view is perfectly fine. It's like it.
So he's a liar.
Kenny Omega went Broadway with a 9-year-old girl.
Well, I wish he would have like choke slammed that little bitch once. He got her one time real good. That would have been great. Oh,
But you
man.
know who people can't go Broadway with? Jason Voorhees.
You're right.
That's true.
So let's talk a little
like
bit about
that?
him. Ah, fucking great. So
He died in 1957.
how did he die, Ron?
He drowned in Camp Crystal Lake while two counselors were having sex. They weren't paying any attention.
Didn't he?
They let him
drown
drown.
in,
They let her little boy drown.
They were making the whoopee.
I've never seen that.
I have.
Yeah.
You guys would.
It's John Ritter, so it's worth checking out.
All right.
He's
Might
a
have
funny
to check
guy.
that out. So, anyways, guys, we're going to talk about Friday the 13th, Part 1, directed by Sean Cunningham and written by Victor Miller and Ron Kurz. So,
Ron Kurz doesn't get any credit though. He was a ghostwriter that was brought on. I do believe he wrote the Jason ending because Victor Miller didn't want anything to do with that, and they felt that
yeah.
they needed a scary ending.
he was still known for Part 1, Part 2, Final Chapter, and Part 3. I mean, the dude.
Well, I'm just saying the Part 1. He's not known for Part 1 because Victor Miller's name, for legal reasons, is on the script. But let's not mention legal and Friday the 13th in the same sentence right now.
Why?
That's a whole other ball of shit.
Would you say that there might be legal issues there, or some kind of an issue between
over.
any of them?
It's
I
over
know
now,
that.
but
Oh
No.
God! And aren't we going to be getting a Camp Crystal Lake show?
it's just called Crystal Lake, and we don't know when we're getting it now because of the writer's strike and the actor strike.
Yep.
Oh my God! Please, hopefully they stay on strike for a really long time because they're gonna fuck this up.
I don't think so.
You don't?
No, I think it's going to be fine.
It's
I don't know.
Brian Fuller, and he's the guy who did Hannibal, which is fantastic.
The only thing that I've read so far, you said Brian Fuller,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, A24 is also producing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have a little bit of hope, but I've been burned so many times by this shit.
Okay, I'm going to bring this up. It wasn't inspired by Halloween just because bodies are hanging upside down. The thing is that Sean Cunningham saw how much Halloween was making at the box office and said, let's rip that off.
Yeah. Not so much inspired as he just basically went, let's rip it off.
Yeah, that's almost a direct quote.
As you should do.
I mean,
But
hell,
they-
the
they
premise
really-
of this
they
movie
pulled it up.
there wasn't even a premise for the movie when they started selling advertising. They just had a name and took out
Yeah,
ads.
then they wanted to see if if I remember correctly, Sean Cunningham put the big ad variety for Friday the 13th just to see if anybody would try and sue him over it, so he could use it.
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense. I mean, it's not a horrible way to start going about things. I mean, basically testing the waters beforehand. I mean, if anything, that's almost a smart way of doing it. And then stealing just enough to not get sued and still fucking selling it like a motherfucker.
Well, it was just super bloody. That's why.
Well-
I mean, and we all know how Tom Savini got his job on this because of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, Dawn of the Dead was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I thought there was some other like seedy fact you were going to share with us. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was just because of
No.
Dawn, but I'm waiting to find out.
there's not any other reasoning whatsoever. I know he did other stuff other than Dawn before this though.
I think he did Prowler, or was that
Yeah.
the 80s? I'm trying to.
Oh, Prowler was. Oh, shit. I want to say that. That might have been 1980.
I'm trying
It's all
to
about
think
the
too.
drunk
81.
thing.
Like,
There was stuff
how
he was
much-
doing. There was stuff
how
he was
much-
doing.
I don't know. What did he have more to do with? Because Savini wasn't. He didn't just do special effects in this. He did stunt work too.
Right. When actually he didn't do the stunt stuff, Tasso Stavrakis did. Like when I forget her name. But the woman who played her died of cancer, unfortunately, so she didn't survive long enough to see the love for the franchise. But the scene where she gets thrown through the window and she's all like wrapped in chains and stuff, that's Tasso. And if you pay really close attention to when Mrs. Voorhees loses her head and her hands come up like this, you see like you see hair on the knuckles.
Yeah, it's his hands.
Because he's a freak, for Christ's sake. He's not.
I didn't think to shave his knuckles at all.
No.
Now, did this come out before or after Maniac? Because he did Maniac as well, same year.
Well, you got to remember they probably shot it in '79, and let me see, Maniac.
Like, just.
By the way, I have a very cool Maniac shirt coming from Cavity Colors.
I mean, if we're going to talk about Friday the 13th work that he did, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Maniac might be one of the best movies he ever worked on.
Well, that's because of the headshot, but let me see. He was supposed to do Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, but that one also has Last House on the Left also has a dad avenging the death too, so let me see. I'm looking it up now because there's all sorts of shit that he's done.
Yeah, in my head, I want to say that it was Maniac just before doing Friday, but I could be incorrect.
Well, like I said, they were both released the same year, but I mean,
yeah, the thing was, back in that time, they could have shot Maniac like a year or two before.
Yeah, they could have shot like 2 or 3 years beforehand.
Because how many of these movies have we heard about where they're shot at a certain time and then they don't get released until so far later? It's like,
right.
Sometimes it's a lot with those older films that happened.
Oh no, you're not wrong. Personally, I think, like I said, I think Maniac is, like I said, one of the best films that Savini was ever even a part of.
It's fucking crazy, man. The first time I saw it, my mind was just like blown.
I'll even argue that the remake's not bad either.
I have not checked out the remake, but I thought it was an interesting premise that everything is, what is it, POV from
Maniac?
From that character, so.
Actually, he did something, he only did one thing before Dawn.
We weren't talking about before Dawn, we were talking about before Friday the 13th.
Well, there was Martin.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Friday the 13th, then Maniac, then Night Riders, then Creepshow, then Friday Part 4, and it kind of goes on like that until then there's unless I'm looking at the wrong thing, but I know that Friday, I think Friday actually, if I remember correctly, let me see. See, IMDb even has this wrong because it was Tasso's hands. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tom's. I'll say though,
to...
here I can't show it. You probably won't be able to see it. But Betsy Palmer back in the day, god damn, baby, what's up?
Oh yeah.
What's up?
You know what's weird though? We never get to see that version of her for the movies that we were watching.
Not in the movies, but I've definitely seen like the episodes of It's Your Life or I've Got a Secret or whatever the fuck it is. Let me see. Is the boy dead too? We didn't find any. We didn't find any boy.
Man, she was acting since the 50s. Fuck.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was an old bitch.
Took the role because she needed a new car.
Yep. And then fucking Cisco and Ebert go and do what they did.
It's
fucking dicks. Okay. Friday the 13th came out May 9th, 1980. So it was 8 days after my first birthday. Thank you very much for that, Paramount.
I don't think they did that on purpose.
They did. Maniac came out December 26th of 1980.
But that doesn't.
But what I'm saying is they could have been working on. They probably they had a lot more money on Friday the 13th than they did on Maniac, so they could have been filming Friday the 13th in like a course of a month, and it might have taken Maniac like 2-3 months, and that's why it took so long to edit. I mean, but it's a Bill Lustig picture. It's not exactly, it's not Martin Scorsese.
Right.
Well, I wonder too if they waited because then they could see how Friday was doing and then gauge from there if they're like, oh well,
I mean,
hey,
it's two different kinds of like. I would argue that Maniac is way more of a psychological slasher.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And I will say, and I've said this to other people, and they've kind of given me shit for it, but I actually like you were saying it sounded interesting. The Maniac remake is actually pretty good.
Thank you.
It is.
Look
It
at
is.
that. We agree on something. This and Dean Cain as Superman.
Oh my god, no, you're the only person that thinks Dean. You know what? Fuck
I
that.
am not the
Anyway.
only person.
Dean Cain's mom is probably like, honey, I didn't like you so much as the Superman.
I didn't like that we could see all your bits.
I don't think that Michael Caine would have married anybody who sounded like that.
Oh my god, there's not his dad.
So, anyways,
If that was really Michael Caine's son, he would have aborted. He would have had him aborted at 30.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I was just telling somebody the other day they were bitching about their 29-year-old kid, and I was like, just abort him. Like, I love the idea of
retroactive abortion.
I mean, people get really mad and upset over the abortion stuff, but like, if we took abortion all the way to the age of 30, we could solve a lot of the world's problems.
I'd argue in some cases you need to up that limit, but
I mean, if you can't figure out if your kid's fucked up by 30, I mean, then there's something wrong with you too. Well, anyways, to continue this, Victor Miller.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Who is now? Here's one of the weird things. All right. Would you say he is more known for his work on Friday the 13th or All My Children?
He's actually, believe it or not, has actually won awards for his daytime. He's won daytime Emmys.
Oh, I 100% believe it.
But and you keep talking. I'll be right back.
192 episodes of All My Children. He should have won the awards. Oh yeah.
I had no idea that he was doing that.
Yeah.
My knowledge of him is from the Friday movies he worked on. That's about it.
Yeah, it's really, really different when you're starting to realize that he's 100% did more drama daytime TV shit than anything else. Yeah, I mean a ton of it.
That's insane. I wouldn't have pictured the guy doing that because you see him. He's like tatted up on all his arms and everything. And the first time I saw that, I was like, that I figured because it was written so early in the 80s, late 70s. I'm like, there's no way this dude doesn't look like anything but just like some weird old guy. And I'm like, no, he's like sleeved up and everything. And now I find out he was writing daytime television. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Dude, he's a very, very strange man. We'll just leave it at that. So, to continue into this, obviously we've already talked about it, a few people involved with the series, but, Betsy Palmer,
Mm-hmm.
We got Robbie Morgan in this, Jan Taylor, Kevin Bacon. I mean, that's one right there worth talking a little bit about. This is Kevin Bacon, pre-Rapey Hollow Man, pre-Tremors. I mean...
Yeah. Just the only thing he had done before this, not any small, was Animal House as far as movies go.
Was it?
So, yeah.
And that was also a pretty big movie, wasn't it? I don't know if it was big for the time, but...
He didn't have a huge role in it, but significant enough that if
he
you know what you're
actually
looking for.
did a few movies. He was in Starting Over, he was in The Gift, he was in Hero at Large, and then Friday the 13th. Yeah, he has a few roles before that.
I don't know. Hero at Large, I think, was smaller. I want to say that was another thing with John Ritter, though.
Which one?
Hero at Large, I think. I could be mistaken. I could be thinking of something else.
No, that is Ritter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but a
Bacon
friend of mine
is scrolling.
suggested it because he found it a couple years ago.
Ah, did you tell him to go fuck himself? That sounds like a horrible idea to watch that.
No. I just figured it's John Ritter, and I'm never not up for watching John Ritter.
If anybody doesn't know Animal House was pre-American Pie, they need to have their fucking head examined.
What am I?
We live
That's
in
it.
an era now. We do. But I mean,
about Victor Miller, I just want to touch on this because I could hear you while I was making water.
then you would have known that we started talking about Kevin Bacon now.
Yeah, well, he can go get sizzled in the fucking frying pan. No, just to touch on that real quick, I would definitely write daytime TV if they asked me to, because that is a fucking paycheck. You get into the Writers Guild, you get the insurance, and that's like, and unless you really fuck up, that is a cherry fucking gig, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
are you looking for the video on where Kevin Bacon talks about his role in Friday the 13th?
No, I was looking up Victor Miller's net worth.
Yeah, because that stuff's really true.
No, but
I asked Alexa once what my net worth was, and she said 2.1 million. And I was like, if I had 2.1 million, what? Where?
She might have been quoting a Larry Parker commercial.
Well, you were born in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is weird.
What's it
It's
say?
saying your net worth is $3 million.
So I've gone up.
Huh. Yeah. Trying to see here. I mean, this is weird. Who wrote?
To be 3 million.
Somebody wrote this stuff, though. It's very odd that somebody actually sat down and wrote all of this. I think I'm going to edit this for you and see if I can edit it.
You better
I'm going
not.
to change it.
Oh no! I can only.
Profession: director, editor, writer, OnlyFans artist. We're gonna change everything. Make it look like Ron's worth like 45 mil. I'll put a picture of Ron up there, take away his glasses, and add a monocle. Make him look like the Monopoly guy.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to because I don't want it to manifest it for Ron.
Do it.
What?
No.
You say it anyway.
Nope.
Why? Nope. It's okay.
No, because as soon as I say it, you're going to add it to whatever you're editing, and then Ron's never going to get away from it.
I already said that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with this.
Yeah, but can we talk about how the Great Muda is in the crowd at Payback?
What?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
JB's is like, what the fuck? Just silence. We're all just like, what? Okay. All right. Friday the 13th. Are we back? What are we? JB's looking up. So he's, oh God, what are you doing?
What
the
am I
smile
doing?
on his face is.
Yeah. I do something in the private chat for us.
Uh-oh.
But
and then I responded to said thing in the.
So, anyways, to continue.
That was supposed to read. That was supposed to read like, you think?
Yeah. I know.
Mhm.
So, anyways, with this
Yeah,
movie,
I agree. Tostitos are the better tortilla chip.
just throw it out there real quick. Have any of you guys tried the Doritos Jack Links things yet?
Uh-uh.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
me
what the
neither.
fuck you're talking about.
Fan of jerky, just jerking.
Jack Links, you know who they are, right, Jeff?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
They came out with some Dorito inspired things like the spicy sweet chili, and there was another one too. I haven't tried them yet.
You don't have to use a gimmick for. Oh my god.
I don't think it's a. Yeah, I like that flavor. When it goes into the death of Ned, where he goes in the cabin and never comes out. And we got Claire here too. Hey,
Hello.
how's it going, Claire?
What? I'm missing things. I'm on OnlyFans. Who's here? Oh,
Claire
hi, Claire.
Bacon, you know, the long lost sister to Kevin.
Oh, we were just talking about your brother and how he was a little bitch about not saying he was in Friday the 13th for the longest time.
And you guys should check out Claire's work as Slutty the Clown.
Oh,
there you go.
I don't know if you'll be able to get this one. I don't know exactly how they were sold, but I got one of the 150 limited edition versions. So, and it was definitely
nice.
a fun watch. Claire's an awesome person. So, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. But
They always
anyway,
do. The more the merrier.
Just hey guys again. So, all right. So, anyways,
Oh,
Friday the 13th, 1980.
like, who are these other schlubs?
Hey, all that matters is she remembers me. So you guys can go fuck off.
Hey, I've had a
OnlyFans. That's why I missed her saying hi. So.
Oh,
hey, I had a conversation with Claire on Facebook, so we're good.
Well, I haven't. I feel left out.
Yeah.
You are left out.
Whatever.
No. So, anyways, with this film, I'm gonna throw it out there. IMDb got this one wrong.
They do it a lot.
Yeah.
They got this as a 6.4 out of 10. I think they forgot that this is a 9 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. 9 out of 10. It is the slowest of all the films, though.
That doesn't mean it's bad.
It definitely is.
No, not at all.
It's a
Not at
slow
all.
burn, but it's also a whodunit, which makes sense.
Right. I mean, and part 2 is for wait, are you working on a XXX release or?
It kind of already is.
But I would say part 2 is a whodunit too, in a weird way, because we know Jason died, but you know what I mean. So it's not as whodunit,
Hey,
but it's
first
also
off, don't give too much away because next week we're going to be talking about part 2.
Yeah,
yes, and I will send
we
over
might
that
have
picture.
viewers that have not seen part 2 yet. Maybe there's somebody out there who hasn't seen part 2 yet.
Which I'm going to say you need to do yourself a favor. Watch the entire series.
Right.
Well,
Matter of fact,
okay, let's go through it real quick. What's everybody's favorite installment? Seriously, no bullshit, JB. It's not the one with Dean Cain.
Well, he didn't put him in that.
See, the cops are coming because you love Dean Cain so much.
No. They're going to the little. I gotta stop watching stuff while I'm doing everything else too. It's a good movie. Part 3's on. I do like part 3 a lot, but no, it's
I would say part 3, aside from part 9, I would say part 3 is one of the weaker ones.
I think it's fun. I mean, I have no
I have
problem
no problem with it, and I love Richard Brooker's portrayer as Jason. He was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
But
if I tell you my I will tell you my all-time favorite one, but just keep in mind how old I am, and this is probably the first one I ever watched.
Okay, and also here's I'm going to throw this out there.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that all three of us have different favorites in the
100%. I
franchise.
guarantee it.
So I think that whoever it's their favorite should run that episode.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Now
Okay.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. All right. First thing, I'm going to say everybody's least favorite is and this is a guess, the 2009 remake.
No.
Is that everyone's least favorite? No.
No.
That's my least favorite. All right. Now
My
I
least
want
favorite is
us
Jason
all
Goes
to
to Hell.
I want us to go around and actually guess everybody's favorites before we say them. Ron, I think
Yes.
your favorite, I'm going to say, is part 6.
You are incorrect, sir.
Ah,
I got to think Ron's might be part 4.
You are also incorrect.
Okay.
and then I think that Jeff really liked Jason X.
I do, but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
I think
was
his
wrong on
favorite-
both of mine. Go,
I think his
somebody else
favorite-
go on your turn.
I think his favorite is part 4.
Who's Ron's or Jeff's?
Jeff.
Nope.
It's either 4 or 6.
We'll get there. I think JB's favorite, considering his age, it's a toss-up between 2, but I'm going to say it might be Takes Manhattan.
No.
I think JB's is probably 6.
No.
Is it 7?
No.
Okay, well, let's go ahead. What's yours? What is your favorite?
Keeping my age. It's the first one I saw. It's just one of those I just really like every time I watch it. Jason Goes to Hell.
That's my least favorite.
Okay.
And Jeff?
My favorite, it fluctuates on any given day, but I do lean more towards 7, just slightly above 6. 6 is fantastic, and 7 just edges us out just because it's Kane Hodder's first time in The Mask, and I just love that portrayal in that movie.
CJ Graham's portrayal of Jason, though, that was one pissed fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
He was
Oh, yeah.
super angry, walking with a fucking... We'll get into that, though. We'll get into that. So, my favorite, let's just put it this way, I get to run the show next week.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. And we do have a
I
guest coming on
fucking-
for next week's episode, too.
Oh, there you go. I will... I don't know if you guys want me to show it now, but let me see where I can find it. I have a picture of me, and that's Snapchat. No, those are nudes. And I actually have a really funny story that I heard. Where is it? Here it is.
You know, if you send it to me, I can actually post it so it doesn't look like crap.
All right, that works too.
Put it in the group chat, and I'll go ahead and
Quit making sense, motherfucker.
There's no reason for any of us to be showing pictures off of a fucking device. This is New Blows version. It's supposed to be Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, but I don't
I
want
know
to get in that middle of that fucking rights argument. Here, I
Oh,
sent it to
man,
you.
that's... Whew. Yeah, that whole thing, considering how long they tried to get that to happen, but that's for later down the line.
But yeah, and we can talk about who played Freddy's hand at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, there's me with. If you recognize that man is Steve Dash. He played Jason in part 2.
Yeah.
The late Steve Dash, and he kind of nicked my neck a little bit with that machete because it is a real machete. He was selling them for $50, and he signed it "The Real Jason." Because that's something we can talk about. You know exactly where I'm going with that.
Yeah,
But
I know exactly.
Yeah, because fuck, it did, Claire. I fucking hate Warrington Gillette, like with a passion, especially when you're at a con and he's selling pictures of him as Jason in scenes he didn't play Jason as.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, Steve Dash is from New York, not just from New York, but he's also an ex-New York cop. So do you think he let that shit fly?
Hell.
No, well, now first off, Does Mr. Dash forget about Ari Lehman?
But we're talking about full adult grown Jason.
We're not talking about Dream Child Jason at the end of the movie.
Cute child
All
Jason.
right, so let's talk about this real quick. Let's address this ending, okay, and how it ties into the sequel. I firmly believe that Jason wasn't dead. That Pamela was that fucking crazy. She thought he was dead. And he ended up living out in the woods, and he would just kind of pop out every once in a while. But she was that fucking delusional, that she thought he was dead.
I think personally, it's a mix between being that crazy, him really dying, and something happening that makes him come back.
Well, I don't subscribe to the notion that the Necronomicon comes into fucking play like Adam Marcus does.
No, Jason is not a Deadite. He does not speak. He does not say anything of the case. It's not. Yeah, there was a certain point throughout that series, adult Jason was still alive. I think there was a mental break in Pamela where she fully believed that even though Jason may have been resuscitated after coming close to drowning, she went off the deep end, was murdering because her little boy was dead. Has knowledge of what she did. Of course, possibly he was slightly special needs. I'm not saying anything like what Ari portrayed, but
All right.
yeah, I know that's what they said the portrayal was, but I'm trying not to go there. I'm trying to be a little more sensitive because we don't even know if that was really. I mean, the stories of Jason are exaggerated, so what Alice was seeing in her dream may not be even how Jason looked as a child. But there's that whole thing in 2, 3 further on.
I will say this: the one thing that the remake did really, really, really well is when Supernatural Boy was going around looking for his sister, and he was going house to house. That woman's like, "Don't go to the camp. Just stay away. That's his territory. You don't, They knew Jason was there, and they just knew not to go.
Yeah, they're like, "Look, we don't fuck with anything up there. Leave him alone. Yeah. We're fine. He understands. We understand. We leave it alone."
All right. Now, I have to bring up something, okay? All right, you think he was alive this whole time. All right. So let's just say in a hypothetical universe, right? Say everybody was nice to him. He would have just been this fucking super sweet fucking monster that never fucking dies.
No. You got okay. I don't want to go that much forward, but I will anyway. So he doesn't technically die for real until the end of part 4. He's just a super unstoppable machine. He die a machine of a whatever. He fucking dies in part 4 when Corey Feldman, we got to give credit where credit's due, just goes to town on the back of his head with a fucking machete. But he's brought back a la Frankenstein in part 6. So that's when he's undead.
Yeah. That's where we get the resurrected, reanimated Jason.
I don't know. I like the idea of him having some kind of, brought back. This is like how he is the way he is type thing. Personally,
I mean, I get it, and I'm not going to begrudge you that. That's fine. I personally.
Which version of him do you want to give the hug to? According to Ron and Jeff, do you want to give the special needs, messed up face one a hug?
You know what though? You'd probably be able to hug him and get away with it if it's part 2 Jason, because he fell for that whole shtick with we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. I personally like the idea of him. Not only was Pamela, mentally out of it, thinking her son was dead, but the fact that he was around, possibly saw his mom get killed.
Yep.
And that broke him mentally, so he picked up.
Yeah.
So we are going to have to talk about part 6 more when we get to part 6.
Yeah.
We got so many
right now.
We're way ahead of ourselves, though.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about one because you want to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Ron used to be the boy in the lake. No, he wants a hog.
I'm the boy that floats on the lake because I can't. I'm too buoyant.
I mean, I'll give credit to Ari Lehman. The guy has taken the premise of being first Jason and created a band and has just run with it. And I mean, respect,
He's
man.
not
Because
gonna
I don't know
let
if
it
I
die.
could do that. No, no. And
It's weird,
that's
though.
not necessarily a bad thing.
You guys have to also give him props. I mean, for growing out of those looks.
Holy shit! Now,
his band and everything else would not have took off as much if he still looked like that.
now, JB, do you know who originally was supposed to play Jason as a child? I'm sure Ron knows.
I know.
No, I don't.
No,
Want me to say it? Yeah, Sean's son.
Sean's
and then when
son was-
Sean's wife found out, she's like, no.
No.
Claire, I'm going
Because he
to
looked
say
even
that's-
worse than that one.
Claire, I'm going to say that's bullshit. He was not the best thing in your movie. I want to say you were the best thing in your movie.
Have you seen it?
No, but it's her movie.
Okay. I've seen it. And I'm going to agree.
Yeah, see? Don't put yourself down like that, Claire Bacon.
No. And Miss Claire, I think we're probably getting due to having you back on to talk about some Friday the 13th with us on some upcoming weeks.
Pick a movie.
Yeah.
There's 13. There's not 13 of them. There's 12 of them.
I mean, it just depends on how far we want to take it. Like,
yeah.
Like, do we want to do Freddy versus Jason?
Might as well.
Are we also going to do the remake?
I'd prefer to do that remake over like the Nightmare remake.
Oh yeah, we're not going to touch it. Nobody wants to touch
no.
the Nightmare remake.
No, I refuse to do that one.
There's actually a funny story about that. There's actually a very funny story about that. I don't know if I've showed you, Jeff, but I don't know if JB knows Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media.
Yeah.
One of the guys before Red Letter Media was a thing. He found out that they were shooting the Nightmare remake in Chicago, and he went down there just to try to get like an extra part. But apparently, he's the same size as Kyle Gallner. So he ended up being his stand-in for a day. And like there's pictures out there of him with Kyle Gallner, and he's like, I got no access to him, but like there's pictures of him where like they had to do for like continuity for stuff like that. And what ended up, he heard and while they were standing there, Jackie Earl Haley actually came up to them to talk to them and said, I watched the Nightmare remake or the original Nightmare on Elm Street in my hotel room last night, and I forgot how big of a piece of crap that was. And then when you watch him on interviews, he's talking about how amazing the first Nightmare was and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. And they called him and they said, yeah, well, we're going to need you in about a week. And he's like, okay, fine. So he goes out and gets drunk that night. And then they call him at 2:00 in the morning saying, we need you in Chicago, because they drove back up to Milwaukee. And like, we're going to need you to come to Chicago at 6 a.m. for call time. And he just went, click. He never heard back from him. He just hung up on him. Fuck that. But I guess they were still building sets and everything.
Weird thing too, I just want to go ahead and just throw out there, and you don't see this with too many franchises, but this entire franchise, start to beginning, does not have one movie that has not well exceeded its budget. Every one of them has been
Goes to hell?
Every one of them has been super profitable. Every fucking one of them. Goes to hell.
But
Let's see here. Goes to hell. Budget of $3 million. Made 15.94. It made more than Manhattan.
Well, you got to remember something though. When you look at a budget from a film of that size, because it is coming out from Paramount, you have to take the budget and you have to times it by 2 because you have to throw the marketing in there.
Okay, still.
So it'd be $6 million. Yeah, but it's not as big of a you know what I mean?
Well,
Like, I think
I
the original
understand.
Friday the 13th was made for like $1 million, and it grossed how many?
550,000.
Yeah, see, so it's like, and it's grossed how many million?
Worldwide, almost 60.
Yeah, so that, and that's what studios are looking for
And
now. That's why
first off, though, we gotta keep in mind this too. We are clearly only talking about box office numbers. If we go and talk about just numbers in general, I mean, well, let's be honest, you could fucking triple, quadruple every one of these films. Just from
well, I
the
mean,
years and years of
I'm sure they
selling them.
put more than so. And some films, I'm sure they put more than just like the same amount into the marketing. Like something like a Star Wars, like or whatever is going to get probably. Let's say the budget of a Star Wars film, which we all know is never going to be $2 million. Let's say it's $2 million. They're probably going to spend $6 million on advertising. You know,
I don't know. It's one of those things that's kind of weird, though, because I mean, let's also be honest. If it was done right, and say you spent, $100 million on a Star Wars movie, like, you don't have to advertise a Star Wars movie that much to an audience.
But they do anyway.
I'm just saying they don't have to, and like, we don't even get a lot of those advertisements for it the way we used to. I mean, I can't speak so much for cable because I don't have cable, nor do I even know anybody who has cable. But all the ads that I see for Star Wars are on Disney or YouTube, which, let's be honest, I don't think Disney's not paying itself for advertising, and I'm looking up their videos on their own YouTube channel.
If a big movie's coming out, okay, in the course of a 3-hour Raw, I will see an ad for it at least 3 times. Like this last Monday when I was watching Raw, I think I saw 2 ads for Equalizer 3.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
He hasn't equalized it out yet?
What's that?
They haven't equalized it out yet in 3 movies?
No, this is the last one, though, I think.
Still off balance a little bit?
A little bit. Yeah, the sound is a little funky.
Fuck those movies. I never watched any of them.
They're actually really good. Denzel.
Really?
I haven't watched any of them. I'm a fan of Denzel. I just haven't.
Oh, I remember I went to go see Judgment. Well, not Judgment Night. The fuck was it? God, him and Ethan Hawke. Training Day.
Training Day.
Yeah, I saw it 4 times in the theater, and
that is a damn good movie.
It really is. The last time I was there, it was me and 2 buddies, and in the front of us, in like 2 rows ahead, there was this row of black women. And the minute Denzel pops up on screen, I go, "Ooh, Denzel!" And all I could hear was that crazy ass white boy.
I don't know. I'm not into those kind of movies, so I guess this is not for me to begin with. But anyways,
damn, Jake, I didn't know you get what?
What?
Nothing. It's a line from the movie.
Oh. Wish they would come out with the original versions of the original Star Wars. No, they never will. Never.
You won't get the originals ever again.
Lucas,
if you were lucky enough to have them, yeah.
I got them.
If you were lucky enough to get them when they were out, good for you. If not, unless something happens where Disney acquires them, they will never see the light of day again. And even if Disney does get them, they'll probably get locked in. Excuse me.
That's the lane of all.
They'll get thrown into that fucking vault they have and never see the light of day that way.
Your best bet is to find the despecialized editions.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest you're going to get. Unless you have one of those old Blu-rays, not Blu-rays, but DVDs, where it has a special edition on there, and then it also has as a bonus feature the non-special version. And but it's few and far between. I actually found an Empire one at FYE once, and I bought it. And I don't know what the fuck I did with it. But they didn't fuck with Empire too much. It was mainly New Hope and Jedi.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. Those movies are going for quite a bit.
I believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're rare and demand for those originals, not without all the BS, is high.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're looking at like, I'm seeing the remake versions all going for like $10 for the whole trilogy, compared to the non-remasters. You're going for significantly more. I mean, like this one right here, this box that's like $2,000.
So,
That's crazy.
real quick, I wanna ask you guys, because you guys have watched this movie again recently, for the original Friday the 13th. What, if you had to pick out one kill that was your favorite, what would you say it was?
There's a lot of them you don't even see.
Yeah.
Okay, even the aftermath, if you could imagine what it was, what would you say would be one of the coolest things you saw?
Bill's death. You know,
Yeah.
it's not because he finally got what his daddy Bing wanted to do to him, but yeah, I'm gonna beat you with a bag of Valencia oranges.
Doesn't leave any bruises.
It just looked painful because it was fucking arrows all over his chest and his stomach and his head, and apparently the stuff that they put in his eye made him go blind for a little while.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good times.
I mean, there's
Good times indeed. What about you guys?
It's Bill, although one of the things I like, which I think some newer films could learn from, is the scene with the axe, showing it hitting the light just before
that
you.
was so smart.
It's just, he was like, you need to show the weight behind something before you before you see what happens. It's like it clips that light, and then you see it interface, and you imagine just how heavy of a hit that was.
And it's not even that big of a fucking effect either. It's any rudimentary effects person can do it, but it's made better by the hitting the damn light with the axe. And that's
because your mind puts the pieces together. You see it hit her face, but you don't see that. The cut is hits the light, her face has an X.
Yep.
There's that cut to hide it, but it's
that's
so
probably
impactful.
my favorite. I anytime there's an axe to a face, I mean, it's gonna top anything. Personally, I mean, that might be one of my favorite scenes in all of the fucking Friday the 13th movies.
My favorite kill.
Let's just say this right here. It involves a girl laying down in clippers to the head.
That's just because she was on the show. But
no, that is not why. I will pretend that's what it is, though.
my favorite kill we can discuss next week because it's in
all right.
Two.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think you both know what it is.
Probably. But let's go ahead and save that for next week.
Vicky?
And remember, guys, next week we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th Part 2.
En español, es número 2.
Yes, in French. No French.
Was deux?
In
French?
Yeah.
In sign
Hot Shots Part 2.
I actually took French, and what's funny is I failed the course, but I still remember some of the words. Holy shit!
What?
Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to send to Jeff, but it's holy shit. They're putting out a box, the Midnight Express box set. It's got 4 action figures, a signed 8x10 of Stan Lane, Dennis Condrey, and personalized by Cornette, a 28-page milestone booklet, and a certificate of authenticity signed by Jim Cornette. Would you like to know how much it costs?
$7.
Oh, I'm thinking it's got to be a pretty penny. Probably $500.
$229.95.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll
send it to you. The figures look great though. And when are we ever going to get a Midnight Express? I mean, they're never going in the Hall of Fame.
They shouldn't.
They deserve to. but they
I don't know
won't.
who the
because-
fuck they are, man. I just ignore me when it comes to that.
Oh, that's
JB's just stirring the pot. He's just stirring the pot, man.
I mean, the only way that the Midnight Express could be better is if they let Dean Cain be part of their group.
Oh,
my
Jesus.
God, they beat the fuck out of him. Are you kidding me?
That'd be the only time they were unbeatable. So, anyways, let's wrap this up because we're going to talk about Friday the 13th Part 2 next week. We got
I'm
a
excited to see it.
guest
I'm
joining
excited.
us. It should be a fun time. I know it is his favorite Friday the 13th movie
It
as
is.
well.
It's all my favorites. All my
Dude,
favorites.
it's
Oh, there's someone in this fucking room.
So, anyways, remember, check out everybody here. You can check me out
Where's
over
Paul?
at talesfromthepodcast.com.
Where's Paul?
You can also find links to Jeff and Skewered Universe right there, too. You can buy the comic book at talesfromthepodcast.com.
I'll have all
Ron.
my info on talesfromthepodcast.com soon. I got to send my shit over to JB.
I
but-
know. It's only been like 2 weeks since
No,
I
it's
asked
only been
for
2
it.
weeks. But until then, you can just
Yeah.
find everything. I'm Uncle Ron everywhere. Twitch, TikTok,
Your bathroom window.
my bathroom window, Instagram, and visit I'mUncleRon.com. If more people start subscribing over there, and it's free to subscribe, it's like joining a newsletter. If more people start subscribing over there, I'll be writing more content and sending more stuff out because, yeah, it's free to sign up. So
You can also
There
find him
you
at
go.
farmersonly.com.
that's right.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
the cow behind that hot farmer.
All right. So, with that being said, guys, this crypt is closed.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.